Hey guys, it's Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. I am with the man, the myth, the legend, Xander Mobus, who's making a stink face right now. Xander is the voice of Joker in Persona 5. I'm the voice of Morgana. Obviously, I have to tell you right now that you're looking very cool.
Oh, thank you. That took me a second.
Yeah, it's a joke. And thanks for coming on my channel. This is like very
Yeah.
exciting.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of
It's
course.
always lovely.
Of course. We're coming at you from our homes because we're still kind of in lockdown quarantine mode.
Yes, and you can see all the lovely boxes behind me that my girlfriend ordered Christmas presents, and then she doesn't want to get rid of the boxes because she's like, wait, I might use them to wrap stuff. So now they live in my office.
Amazing.
Isn't it fun? So you
Well,
guys get to look at that the whole time.
it's beautiful. Maybe you'll get
Thank
some
you.
cool gifts in them.
I have no idea, man. I don't know. She's pretty good at gift giving. I see. I'm crap at gift giving. Like I'm like, you want a gift card? Cool. Here's a gift card. She like puts thought into it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's really like the thought that counts anyway. So, and I think gift cards are pretty cool because then you can get whatever you want.
Right. I'm always afraid that like I'm gonna end up giving someone like I've received so many Funko Pops over the years,
Yeah.
and it's like, what am I gonna do with these?
You don't want to display them all on your shelf?
No, no. Have you seen Robbie's Funko collection?
No. Is it extensive?
It is incredible. I asked him how many he had, and he was just like, don't do that, dude.
We can't go there. This is off limits. He'll get in trouble or have an existential crisis.
So many.
That's pretty awesome. I just have some Morgana ones. Do you have
Uh,
the Joker one? I'm sure you do.
I don't. The only one I have is the robot devil. The only one I've kept is the robot devil from Futurama.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. I haven't gotten a Joker one. I don't have the amiibo. I'm not really like a figure guy. Like I don't collect
Mm,
merch of my own stuff. I'm fairly minimalist by nature. I don't like owning a lot of stuff.
that's pretty cool. I like that. Um, I just have some Monas, and that's about it.
Well, as you should, because I messaged you about this, but you always consistently blow me away as Morgana. Like the jokes always land so good. It's just that perfect melding of voice and character. It's
Oh my god.
fantastic.
Thank you. That is so sweet of you. Aw,
It's the truth, man.
thank
You had
you.
us in stitches when we were watching the anime.
Oh, I still haven't watched it all yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's.
I
I didn't
watched
realize
a
it was
little
like
bit.
24 episodes because the way we recorded it, it was going so fast. So I was like, yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a 12 episode season.
Yeah, no, we like cranked that thing out. But it
Yeah.
came out well. Like I watched a little bit of it. I feel like that could be a good like holiday break project,
Yeah.
watching all of the anime. Speaking of which, like you actually
Yeah.
had lines in the anime.
I got to talk. I know, right? It was crazy.
Yeah, so like how was that? I want to go back to like the beginning when you first found out that you were going to be in Persona 5. What
Mhm.
was that like for you? How did you get the role? How did you feel?
Yeah, so I did a game called Shimigami Tensei 4 Apocalypse with Atlas right
Mhm.
before. Yeah, I think you were in that too, right?
I don't know if I was in that, but I know the game.
Okay. So I did that with them, and because of that, I worked with our clients from Atlas who were on Persona 5. And then I think Val and Keith just pitched me as like just my demo. And so that's how I got it. And I found out I was in the game like probably like 2 or 3 months before I knew who I was playing. Uh,
Oh, cool.
yeah, and I was a big fan of Persona 4, so I was so excited. Like on the way out of the hall, when I was out of view of the kitchen, I just jumped up, did a little heel click. I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm in Persona 5!" And I had no idea who I was until like yeah, like 2 3 months later, I was doing another game at PCB, and Val was like, "Hey, so listen, we're gonna need you to come in. So you're playing the protagonist in Persona 5," and I was like, okay, that had to be a slip of the tongue. She's not serious, right? So I was just totally blown away. Like, it was incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah, when you think about it, like the main playable character, that's pretty epic.
I oh man, I was so over the moon. I still am. I still cannot believe it's real.
I know it's like become such like a cult thing, and I didn't
Yeah.
think that that was going to happen, or I didn't know. Like I knew what Persona was because I was in Persona 4 the animation,
Right.
but I didn't realize Persona 5 was going to be like this big until Val was like, when we were recording, she was like, "Oh, people have already started ordering like the plaid for their cosplays for this." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's so weird because when you're in the booth, like it I feel like in general people are like, "Did you know this thing was going to be so huge?" And like for the most part it's like, "No, I was in a small room just doing my day-to-day job. Nobody sat
exactly."
me down and was like, 'Are you ready for your life to change?'"
Right, exactly. Yeah, you never know. And then sometimes I'll work on things that I will like love so much and become really attached to, and I'm like, "This is going to be amazing. It's going to be so big." And then it's not as big. You know?
That's always
So
yeah.
you
No,
just never know like what's going to
that's
happen with the stuff you work
yeah.
on.
No, especially like I mean, we both work in anime, and in anime it's so hard to tell because
Mhm.
that's like, you'll be doing some show that like because of how I guess I should explain this for people watching. Anime is done so fast now that it really is just like, hey, can you come in for an hour? And you're like, yeah, okay, cool. And you don't even know that you're like a reoccurring character on the thing. You're just like, cool, I get an hour of work today. Um, and then you go to a convention or something and like all of a sudden you see like people dressed up as you from this thing and you're like, wait, that was big.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's
Yeah.
I don't know, it's crazy. Um so I love how you do so many different like grunts and like so like what were your recording sessions like? Like what did the script look like when you're
It
just
was
making sounds?
all the grunts were written as NGH, Nug.
So you just have like 40 lines of
And
that?
they wrote them all out. I think by the time we hit Scramble, it was like, we're just gonna put he grunts jokerly. Like by that point they weren't writing each of them out individually. They're like, just have him chase the footage.
You're like he's
Uh,
got it. He's got it
but
now.
yeah, so for that, it was about 3 months because you guys went longer than I did, but I was that summer was it was like 3 months of just coming in and like, huh? Oh wait, that's not quite right. Could it be more of like a, yeah? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel what you're throwing down. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that's challenging. Like I feel like people
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh, he just grunts." But there really honestly is like a subtext to each grunt.
Yeah.
It sounds funny to say, but there is. Like you can't just reuse the same grunt for every situation.
Right. It is very like, what's going on in the scene? What are you actually reacting off of? All that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And yeah, by the end of that 3 months, it was, I mean, it was fun, but by the end of that 3 months, I was very much like, okay, I'm full on nugs.
So can I say a word now? I get it. So when you found out you were gonna be in Smash, what was that like? Because you're also like the Smash announcer, correct?
Yeah, so okay, because of that, I thought it was a joke that the guys from Nintendo were playing on me. I've told this story before, but I don't think I've ever told you this, and it's funny because you were there for this, at least part of it. I
Okay.
went in and Christian took me aside and he was like, "Hey, listen, man. So one of the names you're going to be saying today." So they give me a list of like a bunch of different names, some of whom are going to be in the game, some of whom are not going to be in the game, so that I don't know which are real. And he was like, "Listen, one of the names you're going to say is Joker, and we're going to take some time at the end to record some Joker lines." And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it would be a dead giveaway if I said it and then I didn't record it if it was fake, right? So that makes sense. And the guys from Nintendo were like, no, no, it's real. It's real. And I was like, you guys, you're pulling my leg. I'm not getting my hopes up. No, 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 no. I remember last time when you told me certain things were real. And it turns out you were messing with me.
Wow.
And then as I'm leaving, you walk in and you were like, oh my God, isn't this so cool that we're in Smash? And I was like, wow, they're really committing to this bit hard.
It's amazing. I can't believe they give you like fake characters to record so like even you don't know. That's like taking
Yeah.
NDA to a whole new level.
Yeah. I mean, it works. It does make my life a lot easier on Twitter because anytime there's like, hey, we're going to announce a new character, if people come to me like, who's it going to be? I can be like, I legitimately have no idea. I am keeping
Yeah.
no secrets.
That's pretty awesome. Oh my god. Okay. So, I asked the Twitter people for some questions. Let's go through a couple of them. I've actually covered a few because I was
Okay.
actually very curious about what your whole experience with the show and the game was like. Because, you know, like we all record separately.
Yeah.
So, like, I know everybody in the game, but we don't have that, like that theater, like, rapport or that like group record rapport.
Right. We're
So,
all kind of experiencing the story in isolation,
yeah.
which is kind of fun when you actually like play the game when it comes out. And I'm not one of those guys who like plays everything I'm in, but if I'm interested in it, I'll play it.
Hmm.
And it's kind of fun because you realize just how little of the full experience you actually got in the
Yeah.
booth. So you still get to enjoy the entirety of the thing, which is nice. It's nice that like it doesn't ruin games to be in them.
Very true. Yeah, sometimes I feel like because I don't honestly play or watch a lot of the stuff that I'm in. Like, I don't know, it's just like a weird thing. Sometimes I'll rewatch it like years later, but I'll
Yeah.
feel like when I'm talking to people about it, like I will really only know like my own character's story and stuff. So like when I hear
Yeah.
other people's, it's mind blowing. Okay.
All right.
A lot of these are just asking like how are you so cool? How do you sound so great? Where did your
Oh,
voice come from?
uh,
What is it like to have people like admire your voice so much?
oh boy, I'm not sure why. I think my normal voice is pretty annoying, honestly. Um, so
Like
it's
about
weird.
me, not you.
Also, I imagine like we all experience it differently, right? Like if I listen to me, I'm just like, oh man, really? Why did anyone cast me? That's the voice we went with? Okay. Really that take? We're going with the B take there? You sure? Because the A was killer. All right, it's fine.
This
You
is
know,
why I don't watch a lot of my stuff because it's like what goes through my mind.
right, exactly. But then like other people will be like, "Oh my god, it was great." Or, occasionally they'll be like, "Oh my god, you were terrible." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I nailed it."
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a little funny. Did you go to theater school or like did you study acting or like how
Um
did you come to voiceover?
I started doing theater at a pretty young age. I got into voiceover at a pretty young age. I started up in Seattle, Washington with voiceover, and I got my first VO agent when I was 19.
Nice.
And that was all like commercial stuff. But, I did eventually book Smash through them. So yeah, I've been doing it a long time. I wanted to go to like acting school and get my card that says you graduated actor. You act now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually dropped out of school because I was starting to get work and it
Oh.
was like I can go to class or I can go to do this commercial gig.
Yeah.
And it broke my mother's heart, and I think she's still holding out hope that one day I'll realize the error of my ways.
Oh.
But yeah,
But
uh,
it all worked out and you're a working actor anyway.
yeah. I mean, it
So,
is one of those things where I would never encourage someone to not study the craft, but at the end of the day, all the credentials or diplomas you want to throw at it isn't really going to book you a job 90% of the time. They just want to know, can you show up and do the thing?
Right. And
So,
it sounds like if you were doing theater from a really young age, like you already were acting. Like I did
yeah.
theater starting from like age 8, and I just learned so much by actually doing it, even though it was just community theater. Like you actually learn a lot doing that.
Yeah.
So it's not like you were like some dude who like showed up and was like, I talk good.
And that's the thing too, is like I when I was younger, I definitely went through that phase of like, I have to read about the theory of acting in order to be an actor.
Uh-huh.
And at least for me, 90% of the theory I read, I was like, this is pretentious bullshit. If it
Hmm.
works for you, that's great. But practically speaking, if I'm doing One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I don't have access to an insane asylum I can check myself into.
Right, yeah.
So that's not really a practical thing most actors can do.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it works for you, it works for you. But yeah, so I think my theory of acting is whatever gets you where you need to go.
Yeah, there's no one path. Like every actor that I know came to it differently. They studied it differently. They had a different experience. Like it's unlike any other career
Yeah,
anywhere. So it's not like you go to X school, you get this degree in like accounting, and then you are
right.
this, and then you move up to this, and then you're this. It's like there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, obviously you have to have some natural raw talent. I think that's like the base of everything, but how you choose to use it, how you learn to use it is it's different for everybody.
Yeah, when your job is pretending to be other people, there's not really going to be a one size fits all guidebook to it.
Yes. Very, very true. Let's see, what else have people asked you? What games, well, this is from Dreamers. What
Okay.
mobile games do you think Joker would play in his free time?
Yikes. Knowing nothing about the mobile game market, I'm gonna go with Mario Kart Racer
There you go.
for mobile. Yep,
Nice.
that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Do you have a favorite scene from Persona 5 or Royal? We won't talk about Strikers because it's not out yet, but like, is there a scene that sticks out in your
Strikers,
mind?
that's what it's called. I completely got the name wrong earlier.
Well,
Uh,
people were originally calling it Scramble online, but
yeah,
we always called it Strikers.
right.
So,
I
and the
think the
full name
wires
has
just.
both Scramble and Strikers in it. It's like
Uh,
Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers.
oh, is that it? Okay,
That's like the full name. We just always called it Strikers when recording, so that's what I just call it now.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have a favorite scene? Um,
If you don't, it's okay. I
yeah,
know it all like blurs together.
it's kind of hard to pick. I mean, I think the part I had the most fun recording was the ending. I don't know, is it spoilers at this point if I say what the ending involves?
If it's for 5 or Royal, I think you're fine. I would talk
Okay.
about Strikers though.
Yeah, Sataniel, that scene was a lot of fun to record just
Cool.
because he's got a persona that is like the size of a skyscraper. And he's like pulling up his massive gun, and I was just like, yeah, this is great.
Nice. Very nice. Um, I think mine would be when we discovered that Morgana can turn into a bus and transport everybody.
Right.
It's just like
Yeah.
so Japanese and like so weird. I love it. Oh, speaking of, do you remember when we did that panel at Anime Expo?
Yes.
There was like somebody, I don't know if you remember this, but I do because I was the bus. There was like someone who made like a cardboard bus in the
That's
audience,
right.
and they were like holding it up and like doing this so
Yeah.
it looked like it was like teetering across everybody's heads. I thought that was so fun. But like, what did you think of that panel at
Honestly,
AHEM?
most of what I remember is like sheer terror.
Oh,
I
really?
don't I don't do good in front of crowds.
Oh.
I'm fine on stage, like in a play context,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not saying words that have to come out of my mouth from my brain.
Yeah.
So that's fine. There's a safety net there. But yeah, in front of crowds, just talking as me, yeah, it freaks me the hell out.
Aw, I feel like you were so great on that panel.
I do. Again, all I remember is "Ah!" in my brain.
I feel like that's so common. Um, like when I used to go on a lot of on-camera auditions, I would go in the room, like do the whole thing, and then walk out and just forget everything that I just said. I don't know why. I mean, the same could be said for like some panels, but I just
Yeah.
remember like the energy from the crowd in
Oh
that
yeah.
panel was like unlike anything I had ever experienced in my life in a good
Yeah.
way. It was so cool. Like we walked out and it was just like a wall of like, we love you, we love
Yeah.
this. Like we were
I
so excited. It's like 2,000-3,000 people.
Yeah, I've never before been swamped by like or like mobbed by people leaving a room before. That's like
Yeah,
never happened to me, so it's a very surreal experience.
it's crazy,
Yeah.
especially because like we record this stuff by ourselves. Like it's so insular recording it, so then to all of a sudden at once see a ton of people that like loved it. It's like a weird thing, but it's cool.
It's cool knowing that like and this sounds so weird, but like you in some small way had an effect on that many people's lives, like a
Mm-hmm.
positive impact
Yeah.
on all those people, and that's where that passion comes from. That's so, I mean, it's humbling and terrifying, but it's also like, yeah, maybe my job is worthwhile. Take that, mom.
Yeah. I've totally felt like that, like especially during the pandemic, because I see like people who are, nurses, doctors, like people working in hospitals, people saving lives, people like keeping our
Oh yeah,
community running, and I'm like they're doing stuff that's like helping humanity, and like what am I doing right now?
right. And that's just
Right.
like their every day is like,
Mhm.
yeah, I saved like 40 orphans today, and it's like, oh
Right.
wow, I gotta do something to rack up some karma points.
Yeah, but like then when we like get feedback from people and say like, "Oh, your game got me through a tough time," or, you know, I just it brings me a lot of joy or whatever, like that's like a really
Yeah,
cool feeling. So I'm glad that
yeah,
us like just playing pretend and doing weird sounds and voices can
yeah.
also have like a positive impact.
It's crazy because like at the end of the day, like I came into this, I was a huge dorcas. Not anymore. Now I'm cool.
Very
uh
cool.
but so I came into this like um okay, stupid example, but you were in Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, right?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so me and Morgan, my girlfriend, have been going through and watching a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh lately because we
Oh,
both like just remember liking it when we were kids. And it's like, holy crap, that's so like, we played the card game,
mhm.
and it's just this cool experience of being like kind of like it's that sense of nostalgia and how much it like meant to you. And then
Yeah.
I hear like your voice coming out of a character and it's like, oh crap, I know that person. That's nuts. So like seeing it from both perspectives, it's crazy.
Oh,
It's really nice.
that's so cool. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is like one of those enduring things where like at the time I was just so excited to be on a show that was on Saturday mornings,
Right.
because like Saturday morning shows to me growing up were so precious, and like then like getting to be on one, I was like, "Oh my god, I made it." Like I'm on Saturday morning thing. But I never thought that like years and years later like I would even be hearing from like, you know, like a friend like you being like, oh yeah, I really liked that or whatever. It's, I don't know, it's cool.
It's crazy. It is legitimately very, very cool.
Yeah, and very humbling, like you said. Oh sure. Okay. So
What we got from the Twitters?
this question I thought was very interesting from Eric Hackney. How much do you love or hate Kasumi? And what would you think of a Persona 5 or Royal styled version of the musical Rent?
Oh boy. Okay. So I've very publicly vowed to never talk about Persona 5 waifus because I don't need the Twitter blood on my hands.
Okay,
So pass on the first part.
fair.
Rent, boy, I don't love Rent. But you know, I mean, I've heard of worse themed shows. You know what I want to see? I want to see like, you know how with Shakespeare they always do like a theme, like, yes, all right, it's Romeo and Juliet, but it's set during Prohibition. I want to see someone do that. Like, yeah, it's King Lear, but Persona themed.
So good. Oh my god. I would love that. Maybe we should do like, oh, I don't know. I was like, maybe we should do a staged reading, but then I'm like, how would that work? Because there would be no set unless we all used our voices.
We can all cut our masks out of construction paper.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. We could do like a charity King Lear Persona 5. Or maybe Taming of the Shrew. I always loved that one.
It has been so. I've never seen that one. I've read it, but I've never seen it.
I saw like the old school movie like in school. That's what they showed us with like Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh yeah.
And it's dated, but it's Elizabeth Taylor, so
I mean,
yeah,
she kills it like
she's an
90% of
icon.
the time. The
Yeah.
Flintstones movie, anybody?
I
Come on.
don't know if I've ever seen that, to be honest.
Oh, with John Goodman and Rick Moranis. It is not good, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
there.
Okay, noted. Noted. Oh my god. Okay. All right, so we got a bunch of questions about your cooking.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
I've noticed that you do post a lot of like really yummy food pics and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So somebody, Palencia, wants to know, what are your holiday cooking plans this year?
Oh, okay. So we found this amazing butcher place, and we managed to get these tomahawk steaks
Uh,
for fairly good price for what they are. And we've got a grill that we're gonna get wood chips, and we're gonna try and smoke those.
oh my god.
And then we're trying to figure out what to go with them right now.
That sounds
Probably mashed potatoes because that's a classic, but
mhm.
beyond that, we're still figuring.
Maybe some like garlic mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that'd be so good. Bacon wrapped asparagus. That's always like a solid one.
yeah.
If you want some
I
greens.
I don't think I've ever had bacon wrapped asparagus.
Oh, they're pretty good. Yeah,
Okay,
I recommend them.
okay.
Are you planning on doing any more cooking streams?
When I get a Thursday available, yes, I'd love to. Uh, it's been surprisingly busy,
Yeah.
so which is great, but yeah, something has to give, and that's usually the cooking stream. But
I
yes,
know.
one day we will get back to it, I swear.
Okay, cool. I will look out for that faux show. Let's see. There's so many people are just commenting on how, why does your voice sound so amazing? That's why I
It,
keep scrolling. I'm like, we already covered this. I
it
know.
doesn't, guys. You're living a lie. I'm sorry.
All right. Here's a nice generic one from Amibub. How has your day been?
My day's been pretty good, man. My day's been pretty chill. Switch is having a sale on a bunch of games, so picked up Okami, picked up Tales of Asperia, picked up what else did I get? Oh, No More Heroes. I'm so excited to play through that. I haven't played that in years, so I'm
Ooh,
excited for that.
very nice. Very nice. I have a Switch, but I mainly only play like Mario Kart.
That is respect. Honestly, my Switch is mostly oh, like Ring Fit Adventure and Mario Kart machine right now.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have the game. This is like the weird thing. I always buy Switch games with the mentality of this will be great to play on a plane. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's always I got The Witcher 3 on Switch, which
Mhm.
that was a mistake. I already have it on PS4 and it runs so not great on Switch, but I was like this will be fun to play on an airplane. So,
When we can travel again, or when, I mean, I don't feel
yeah.
comfortable traveling right now, but
Yeah.
hopefully soon.
Hopefully, yeah, when the convention scene comes back, I'll be real glad I got The Witcher 3 on Switch
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Exactly. Were you doing a lot of cons before COVID?
Yeah, well, okay, so I kind of was just not aware of the con thing at all for a while. And then I got a con agent who is fantastic, and she started booking me on a lot of shows. So I was doing that a fair amount last year, and we had a lot more lined up for this year. And then, haha, hell year. So oh well. But yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. It's dynamic. I don't think I was personally prepared for. Um, it's very strange having people come up to you and be like, "Oh my god, you changed my life." And it's like, "Dude, I've known me a long time. Trust me, I haven't." You know, it's a surreal experience, but it's been fun. It's been fun to travel. It's been fun to like find little corners of the country that I didn't know existed that are awesome. So, yeah.
Nice. I was supposed to go to SakuraCon in Seattle.
Same.
Oh, you're
I
supposed to be there too.
I was so bummed because that's Seattle. That's where I'm from. So I was gonna go hang out with my friends and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Bummed me out.
I was so sad about that one because that was actually the first con that I ever went to. Like 9 years ago. I think
Damn.
it was 9 years ago. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they finally invited me back. I can't wait to go because like my first experience was so good. Like it was such a good first con to go to. And also I just love Seattle. It's like an
Oh
amazing
yeah.
city. So
Yeah. No, getting out of the convention center is like you go a few blocks down the massive hill that is Seattle, and then you're like right along Pike Place, and there's so many good restaurants, and it's so nice out, and yeah,
yeah. The original Starbucks, the
the
fish
original
market.
Starbucks.
I'm
The
such a
original
tourist.
Starbucks, if I remember, is it's so randomly placed in the middle. I think there's like a factory next to it, if I'm remembering
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah,
And
it's like kind of in an industrial area. It doesn't look
yeah.
like a traditional Starbucks that you would think of now. Like they kind of kept it how it was, which I think is cool.
Yeah, there was a recording studio I used to work at a lot right near there, so I'd drive past it to work every day.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome that you were able to work so much in Seattle before you came here. Because I feel like a lot of people don't have that opportunity. Like they just come to a big market and then they're like a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I try to tell people is like look for work near you, because it's a really great place to cut your teeth. Most major cities do have a voiceover market. It may not be the biggest. You're not going to be reading on AAA video games a lot, but you will be reading on commercials, which, I mean, that's a marketable skill here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hugely marketable skill here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Local radio stations usually need voiceover people because a lot of the times it's just the producers being like, all right, I'll say the thing, sure. So
Brought to
there's
you
there's
by this.
yeah, there's always work where you are. It may not be glamorous work, it may not be great work, but it's there. And like, I do run into a lot of young people who are like, I want to go where the acting is. And it's like, no, the acting's everywhere. You can do the acting anywhere. Do that, establish your skill base, and then go to where the major acting is.
That is such good advice. That's like probably the best advice that I've heard for breaking into voiceover,
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, everywhere has theater, everywhere has like things you can do. You can do stuff from home. Most audiobook stuff is done from home. You can do that anywhere in the country.
Yeah, for sure. Especially now, there's so many audiobooks being produced. And
Yeah.
that is like coming to a big market, like you just want credits and
Yeah.
you want like the mileage. So when you do meet with like a bigger agent, you're already a professional. You're not
Yeah.
like looking to them to like help make you a professional.
You don't want to walk into any major studio and be like, hey, help me become an actor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're so smart, Xander. That's why
I
you're so
know.
successful.
I know I am, and it's about time somebody said it.
Well, I said it, yeah.
Thank you. I'm too humble to say these things myself.
You just exude it, so I'm just pointing it out.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Oh my god. Okay. Um, this is kind of an interesting question. What was it like recording Strikers? And I'm asking because we recorded it very, very differently from the other Persona games because we were basically in our house.
Yep.
So what was tell me about your experience. And my cat might climb on me right now. If you knock something over, I am sorry.
I will forgive the cat this one time. Uh, yeah, it was, the thing I remember most about it is dodging that goddamn screen that they sent us.
Screen, yeah. So they sent us a mic and like a reflection filter, like this giant screen that just goes like this. But
Yep.
around the screen, we have to somehow see the script.
And I'm in a 4x4 booth, which is like, that's not bad. I mean, I think Ben's is like 2x3. So if he got sent something like that, I don't know how he'd make it work. But, it's hard to cram this fucking screen into this 4x4 space and still have like the laptop that they send us set up.
Yeah.
They sent us a whole other like a new mic stand, all this other stuff that we had to set up, and like cramming that into an already cramped space. That's most of what I remember of recording that game.
Yeah.
There were times I did one take where I had to kind of like situate it weird. So I was kind of like in this awkward, like, the entire time. And for one take, they were like, hey, you're a little far off mic. Can you get a little closer? And I leaned in and I was like, yeah, and bapped my head on the screen.
No. Oh man.
So yeah, that was my memory. How is it for you?
So my booth is my walk-in closet. It's not a huge space. I'm like looking at it right now because I'm trying to figure out how to like, describe it. It's long and like I don't think I could even like put both my arms out without like I don't know. I can maybe go like this.
Right.
And I have like I put a little desk in there and a desk chair and I have my own setup. So then like cramming the reflection filter in there and the new mic like that was a challenge. I was basically like backed up almost against the door like of my closet when I was recording. And then I kept the laptop that they sent outside. So I didn't
Okay.
have to worry about that because I have like a big computer screen in there. So like that's where I had them on Zoom. And that's where the script was actually. So
Yeah, I think
I
Keith
was
had figured
kind of
out how to
like,
run the script by that point.
oh, you were like some of the first sessions, I think, right?
Yeah, well, I recorded with them on something before they were sending out the rigs, and that was like right at the start of the pandemic when no one had figured anything out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I remember about half an hour of the session, Keith being like, "I'm gonna figure out how to run this script on my end, damn it."
Oh man. Well, thank you for making it easier for the rest of us.
I'm a pioneer, man. That's what I do.
um, but yeah, the filter was like here, and then the script was like over here. So I would have to like look and like do my line, and like look and do my line.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, it was a little challenging, but I think it came out okay.
I think we did really good work. I mean, Val and Keith, they love this project, so I don't think they'd let us get away with not our best.
Right.
It's just been an interesting process trying to figure out how to deliver that under less than ideal conditions.
During COVID.
Yeah.
It was like a nice distraction, like when all the crap was going down. Like right at the
Yeah.
beginning, like when nobody knew anything, and that's like when it was the scariest for me, at
Yeah.
least. It was nice to like be Morgana, be
Yeah.
like something familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice escape. I think I accidentally stole something from their kit though. They have a little
What
card,
is
a
it?
laminated card that says like this rig is brought to you by PCB. These are all the components, and I think it's somewhere in the pile of boxes. And I
Oh no.
apologized to Molly for stealing it, and she said I was cool, but just confessing it now in case they come after me later.
Well, I'm sure it's fine. They love you anyway. It's like your little pandemic souvenir.
I know. Dude, did you get the mugs they sent out?
I did. Those are some solid mugs.
I
They're like
love that
big.
mug.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, they
so
sent us,
nice.
for people watching, they sent us like a little holiday gift bag. And it was like a huge mug. I wish I had it right now. I think it's actually in my dishwasher. So it's like a solid mug, coffee, and then a cupcake.
It was very, very nice coffee too. I had some today, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh, good.
that's nice."
Nice. I don't actually drink coffee, so I just gave it to my husband. But he said it was good. And I
You
really
don't
think it
drink.
is.
So I'm curious. Do you not drink coffee just because you don't like the caffeine intake, or just the taste thing?
Both. I'm not like a
Okay.
huge caffeine person because it makes me like super hyper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I gave it up a long time ago. But also just like it's very acidic to me. It's
Yeah.
funny, like fresh coffee beans, I love the smell. Like I'll smell it all day, but like drinking it, I'm just not as stoked about it.
Yeah. I'm getting to the age where, like, getting to the age, oh my God. I'm not 30 yet, but my body's aging like I'm a 40-year-old.
Oh
Uh,
no.
I'm hitting that point in life where like too much caffeine is starting to give me really bad headaches.
Oh yeah.
So like I can drink like a half a cup of coffee and that's it. Otherwise it's just like, oh God.
Oh, that's no fun.
I know.
Well, there's a lot of good tea if you want to come over to the dark side.
That's true. I like tea. I do like tea.
Yeah, I'm a tea person. I have tea like almost every day, so that's what I have
Excellent.
in my mug. Cool. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Any other like Twitter questions on your end that you saw?
Yes, I believe this is a good point for me to read my manifesto to you. Give me one
Okay.
second.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
500 pages, I hope.
I, Xander Mobus, do hereby declare that the following action must be taken in the. This probably isn't the platform for this. I'll do my own video. I don't
Oh,
want to
okay.
hijack yours.
If you want me to promote it, I surely will.
Thank you. I'd really appreciate that.
Nice. Cool. Well, Joker, Xander, thank you so much for coming on my channel. This was great to catch up.
Thank you so much for having me.
People watching, subscribe if you'd like to see more. And Strikers will be
Do
out
it.
February. In February. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
All right.